Hey everyone, Bobba here. Today, I think it's time we talk about Security Breach. There's a lot of controversy when it comes to that game, and I really want to talk about the community versus the actual game itself. Before that though, please like, comment, and subscribe. Our goal is 100 subscribers, and I want you to be part of that. Leave any ideas for what you want to see next. Now let's grab our tea and begin. Security Breach is the most recent FNAF game to have come out. This game defies the previous look, feel, and gameplay of the previous installments. It's bright, the animatronics are new and sleek, there's plenty of places to explore, and did I mention it's free roam? Compared to previous games, the ability to free roam is kind of a breath of fresh air compared to the point and click mechanic that we're all used to. And having your own personal Fredad is pretty awesome in my opinion. These animatronics are not necessarily haunted by the spirits of children, and they show things like emotions, quirks, insecurities, and interpersonal relationships. And that's a really nice standout. I know we saw these things in Sister Location, but they felt far more malicious. All this said, what is really the reason people are having some issues with this game? I think we need to step back and look at the original games to have that answer. The original games were dark, cramped, and sometimes using audio cues was your only saving grace. You often felt at the mercy of the power in the flashlight, vulnerable and on the edge. Each game had its own mysteries, sometimes through newspaper clippings on the wall, rarely seen animatronics, death minigames, and hidden minigames. Most importantly, the general story weaving through the original games is that Afton, the person offing the kids, dies at the hands of his old business partner. The kids' spirits are released, and Afton goes to hell and tortured for eternity. Overall, there was a great arc to the story with a satisfying ending for the major villain. The next set of games set up a new antagonist, sort of. Afton comes back, but only as a glitch in the system. He was a threat in the sense he would corrupt people's minds and make them do his bidding. But that's where we meet our new antagonist, Vanny. She's the unfortunate soul bound to Glitchtrap's will. So yeah, the community wasn't thrilled that Afton was pulling a Death Star, but they were able to forgive it since Vanny was set up for the new antagonist. And to be fair, the trailers all backed this up. The people looking forward to the game were so excited for the new content. However, when Security Breach released, the whole community was pretty unhappy. Vanny was rarely around, the blob known as Molten Freddy just randomly showed up there, and oh my goodness, Afton came back as an undead animatronic. Again. Are you kidding? What happened to Glitchtrap? What about Vanny? The whole point was for a new antagonist, not a barely seen old one and a minor skipping annoyance off to the side. What's worse is the main antagonists ended up being Roxanne, Monty, and Chica. And it's fine that they're antagonists, but not the main ones. Though we can be disappointed about the trailers and the teasers, let's just look at the game itself. To start, the map is big. Really big. There's lots of places to explore, and personally, it's a completionist's dream. At least for me. The building is wonderful to look at, and it's certainly creative based on the themed areas. The jungle for the putt-putt area was probably my favorite. While it was not only a fantastic design, the area allowed for Monty to blend into the point you really had to pay attention when you were there, especially with Mini Monty. Settings like that really help to make the gameplay interesting and diverse, and that's what the gameplay is for. Now, while being big is lovely, it's also got a downfall. It's very confusing sometimes. And there are areas that are hard to find because you get lost and your map isn't exactly always helpful. I mean, you have to basically magically memorize it, which is darn near impossible. For me, oftentimes I just have to map it out in my head because the map doesn't show me where I actually am. Most areas you don't even have incentive to go to unless you're a completionist, which is kind of a bummer. I mean, these areas are really well designed. Next, I want to say that I really enjoyed the animatronics chasing me. And that's the fun of most horror games. I really enjoy how you can use hiding spots and they'll actually come to look for you if they saw you. It's suspenseful to see them searching and you trying to find a way out. Meanwhile, while that's true, I'm bothered by the tools you can use to stun them. I find that the Phascam is a bit overpowered as it can stop 2 to 3 animatronics at a time. The Phaser Blaster is a bit more balanced, especially considering you have to shoot them in the face to stun them. Having Freddy around was probably the coolest part though. The conversations between him and Gregory are the best. And even though I don't like this destructive little boy, Freddy is gentle and kind, taking care of Gregory. Even if he's a bit of a himbo, he's the perfect counterbalance to Gregory's personality. Regarding the story, that's a little all over the place. It's very vague, and I have a lot of questions that would be really beneficial to be answered. For example, why does Gregory not stay with Freddy till 6 a.m. in his room? I get that the game was not designed to pass time that way. It's designed to pass time through missions, but they really missed out on some fun opportunities with endings. Why is he afraid of Vanessa? That doesn't really make sense if you come from just the story as itself and you don't look at things like books or anything like that. There's no reason for Gregory to be afraid. How in the world did he manage to climb into Freddy's chest when he glitched out? When did we learn that children were going missing rather than just the Pizzaplex employees? I never found a message or a note to tell me that. What's Gregory's motivation for breaking all the animatronics? Why doesn't he help them? How come our only way of learning that Vanessa is Vanny was Freddy commenting that Vanny sounds a lot like Vanessa and Bunny put together? That is probably the biggest leap in logic I have ever heard. That could have been executed so much better. Now, if you don't look too deep in the story and just play it as it is, it's okay. The story is kind of lackluster, but I can gloss over it if I just like the gameplay itself. My only major complaint with the whole game, and this is like a big frustration for me since I am impatient, is the lag and buffering. If you can live with that part, you're golden. Other than the mazer-sized section, you'll probably have a lot of fun. But if you're impatient like me, oh man, get ready for this game to serve you so many lessons. Overall, I think it's a great game. Just keep your expectations low for the story, at least for now. The DLC might really help fix that issue. I hope. That's all I've got right now. If you have any personal takes, please leave them down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts, and if you have any ideas for a new video, you can put that down there too. And now, I'll see you in the next video.